Hi.
Thank you both for the time today and want to dig into the album and most importantly, get into the Garden Amp show that I'll be hosting with you guys. But wanted to start with the album. Love Prophecy sounds amazing, came out just last year, and kind of curious in this day and age how people make records. We're so conditioned to, the old school style, I guess you could say, of going and hunkering down in a recording studio for 3, 6 months and writing a record and producing it all at one time. But the last
Yeah,
couple of years, especially the pandemic, has kind of showed us that there's multiple ways to make it. And most touring bands nowadays will record, chunks at a time here and there when they can in between tours. So, kind of walk me through making the Prophecy album. How did you go about it? Did you do the old school or a little bit more of the traditional new school, I guess you could say, of mixing it up and little bits here and there and when you
it
can?
was a little bit of both.
Yeah,
Um,
ironically, actually, I think during the pandemic, that was the only time we hunkered down in the
Oh, really?
studio and made an album. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that was Jamie's first album with us. Yeah.
yeah, it was the unknown. I remember
Hmm.
we're supposed to go on tour with Hammerfall, and that didn't happen. So Margarita had like a bunch of music ideas, and we just decided to go into the studio. That was
So
a
that
pretty
was,
old school.
hmm
I mean, we usually track vocals first, and then she builds like the layers of the song. Then we go in and track the drums, and then everything kind of builds on that.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah.
we do, I guess, a mix of both. We do old school, we do new school, whatever we can to make it happen. I mean, we do like to go to the studio, of course, but yeah, that's mainly for drums and for vocals. We've been going to Mike Plotnikov, which is Howard Benson's studio
Ah,
for
yeah.
pretty much all the albums so far, since Universe. But then we do a lot on ourselves, like sometimes we record guitars ourselves. I do all the keyboards myself. Yes, and then we send everything to Jacob, and he's in Denmark, so he mixes the record for us.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I was gonna say the record sounds amazing. I was
Thank
curious
you.
you worked on it.
Yeah, Jacob. Yeah, this is our fourth album together with Jacob. Him
Wow.
mix and mastered. Yeah. Mhm.
Wow. And I gotta say, I think my favorite track, I guess, is the title track, Prophecy Unbound, would be
Oh,
essentially the
cool,
title
cool, cool.
track.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really fun. We like playing it live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any history behind that song?
Well, every song has a bit of history. Well, Jamie,
I'm
you
sure.
start. I
Well,
forgot. Like when was that we recorded it? It was towards the end of the finishing the
yeah.
album, I think. Yeah.
Funny enough, it's yes, you said like it's one of my favorite tracks too because the heavy riff that it has during the entire song, especially like the breakdown part with the double kick comes in. I don't get to
Mhm.
do that much on the music, but this part, especially Dog came out with that like taka, 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 taka.
Mhm.
So we're like, let's just go all the way. Let's just go double kick. I wanted to do more, but like just to hear in that like a specific part, it
Hmm.
was great. It was actually one of the last songs we recorded too.
Oh, wow.
And we usually go to the studio not knowing what we're gonna do. We just some ideas, but but we build the parts as we record. So Mike usually gives a lot of inputs to like, what if you do this? What if you do this? So we came out with these parts as the song like start taking form too.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I don't know much about the lyrics and the all that stuff. I don't know.
Margarita.
Yeah, so well, it's a good point for Jamie, and he is a great drummer in a way because when the song starts, it's has a different vibe because it's mainly more keyboards, vocals, guitars. So Jamie really has to shape the song into what it's gonna be, because we do things backwards. And then
Yes, yeah, yeah.
yeah, in the studio, we always try to communicate to him, we'll make this part this way, making and he is really great at just being creative and doing things that are maybe a little bit um, unusual for drummers. I don't know, but he makes it work. But yeah, the so Prophecy itself, the song, I think for me, it really summarizes what the whole album is. And when we made that song, it kind of brought the whole album together, and hence the name Prophecy.
Mm.
So it kind of plays upon, there's um, all these outcomes, and you're kind of in control what you want to bring into your reality, because there's so many, and you can look at different outcomes, matter of perspectives. You can, mindset can determine so much. And if, you're aligned with your mind and your heart, and I think that makes us human, it separates us from, all the AI that's taking over the
Sure.
world, is that, we can make decisions based on our, assessment with our minds, and also with our intuition. So prophecy touches a bit upon that. And, there's a lot of themes that kind of lace the song. But the whole song idea started with Doug's riff, actually, because
Mm.
I remember we had a lot of songs already, and I was like, well, I was looking for more ideas, and he's like, well, I have some, but this would not work for this band. I was like, just send it to me. And I
Yeah.
really liked it, so I started building from that. So the whole song kind of came from that first riff.
That's great and killer. And speaking of Jamie and his unusualness, I played drums as a kid, man.
Oh,
And
cool.
for the thing I love about you guys is you're kind of built on traditional metal, but make it sound modern, right? But
Mm.
Yes.
you think of traditional metal, you think of I don't know, like Iron Maiden or like Nico McBrain with the endless
Crazy
toms.
Fields. Yeah,
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 yeah. 10
and
Toms. Yeah,
you get
yeah.
away with one rack tom basically, and two on the floor, right?
Yes, I usually have a different configuration in the studio though. I have two
Ah,
air toms and two floor toms, just to get more like get to harmonize a little bit more. Tom, actually 10, 12, 14, and 16.
sure.
But live, I do love the configuration of just one.
It looks really
I'm
cool.
It does, yeah. That's part of it too. I try to incorporate both things, like great sound and great look, especially for the drummer because it's on the back and nobody cares. You know, so I kind of like to incorporate both things. I do get away with just a 10, but I'm working with beat drum to try to put maybe like something like 11 or like a 12, but a little bit shorter. So
Ah,
not too deep, like a little bit less deeper, just to have a little something more bigger. Just one, and then 14 and 16 for sure. They're always going to be there because we have a lot of orchestrations and
right.
falling lights, and this 14 and 16 are just main things. But on studio, I use a 10 and 12. Yeah, because
Interesting.
yeah. Mike usually is the one that says use them
Mhm.
like higher pitch as well as low pitch at times.
Hmm.
So he wants the 10 and the 12 always for sure, um, just for recording. Yeah,
Interesting. Yeah, and I imagine that the floor toms are your timpani essentially with all
yeah,
the
yeah, exactly.
instrumentation, the classical arrangements and everything. Well, I'm looking forward
Correct.
to seeing all this music live, and I imagine we're kind of looking at this upcoming show as still part of the Prophecy album cycle, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
definitely. I mean, we're going to be doing some songs from the older albums because it's a longer set. So we want to. We have some fans that seen us on the last couple of tours that we did most of the Prophecy song, and some are asking if we're ever going to do some older songs too. So they're flying in. So
Yeah.
we're gonna incorporate some of the Hologram album and the Unknown.
Usually for a tour set list, we don't have much time because they usually give us 30 minutes or
Sure.
so. So for this is probably going to be the longest show we've ever played together. I don't know if
No,
we
well,
realize
no,
it.
in Belgium, remember we had an hour and
Oh
a half?
yeah. We had an hour and a half in
Yeah.
Belgium. But yeah, this one is probably the first one in LA, and we
Mhm.
definitely are excited to incorporate more songs than just usually try to squish like the best ones on tour. I mean, I really like all of them. So in this specific show, we put a lot of thoughts on the set list.
Mhm.
We want to play as many songs as we can. They all like are bangers, and yeah, it's like a new thing for us, like to try to get as many songs as we can. And we were looking forward to that for a long time. It's like we can't wait to be able to play more songs from the previous album because fans requested also like songs from the Unknown or for Hologram.
Even
that we are not
from
able to play.
Universe. Yeah.
From you, yeah, we never play Universe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we never really play that album.
Yeah, so this is going to
it's
be
coming.
hour plus set, so we're going to get to hear a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
And I'm kind of curious. I mean, this is a full on like festival, outdoor festival with a lot of local bands. When you go to that, are you guys like me, like walking around and kind of checking all the different sounds and bands out, or do you kind of just
Oh
stay
yeah, no,
inside
of course.
and locked into what you got to do that day?
We're always walking around and
Yeah,
exploring. I think with everything. I well, the last festival we played was um
Blue Ridge.
Blue Ridge,
Okay.
and even in the rain and all the disaster, we were walking around.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
mean,
if you heard
there's
about that festival before. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a mess.
we
Yeah.
were one of the only
Uh,
bands that got to play.
Oh
Thankfully,
wow.
yeah,
yeah.
Well, let's
After
not jinx it.
us, lightning struck the lightning
we
strike
like
the
hidden
same
stages.
stage or
Yeah,
another stage.
that was
Yikes.
the bigger stage.
Yeah, yeah, the bigger stage.
Well, let's pray because this is an outdoor amphitheater. Let's pray the weather stays like it's been this
Yeah,
week in SoCal and stays in the nice 70s, 80s range because it's a beautiful
definitely.
outdoor amphitheater that's
Oh
killing
yeah.
it in Orange County. And I was going to suggest while I'm sure you have to get there early. I'm sure you guys are fans of Mexican food.
Yeah, of
Hell
course.
yeah. Yeah.
So
Quick.
right down the street from where you're going to be playing in the little Garden Grove downtown area, there's a place. I had to look up the name because we have a local nickname for it. We just call it Mexican Elvis because it's a restaurant, it's Mexican food, but it's covered in Elvis memorabilia, and they play Elvis videos and movies and music the whole time you're in there. It's worth the experience. It's called Azteca. So if you're looking for some grub, and it's 50 feet outside of the venue in the little downtown
Oh,
area.
great. Yeah.
I
We'll
like
try it.
Elvis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
And
you want to have
Mexican.
your namesake before before you go on stage, have a margarita, have a margarita before she goes and plays.
No, 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 no. She can't have any drinks. She'll go crazy.
Oh yeah, right.
Need one at least to kind of take the edge off, a little bit maybe.
They always make me try their beers. I try a sip of Jamie's beer sometimes, but
Are you craft beer guide?
he is.
Yes. I
Okay.
am.
So I'll direct you the other direction. A block away, there's a place called Craft Steel. It's an outdoor food park, and it has like burger place, Mexican, all these different food places. But inside there's a brewery as well that's
Oh
usually
wow.
got a good 8 to 10 beers on tap.
Oh wow.
That's where
I mean,
you'll find Jamie.
after the show. I mean, I
Or
usually try to.
before.
I mean, I'm gonna try not to because you
It's
have to
not
do.
allowed.
Yeah, I'm not allowed anymore.
Anymore. So that means there was a reason you must have messed it up at one point then, right? There was a reason why there's
No,
no.
No, actually, no.
no. He just
No,
loses things. That's it.
yeah, like after we pack, it's like, where's my drumstick? Where's my snare? Where's my? I just tend to lose things. But yeah, we'll check that place out. Sounds fun.
Appreciate all the time, guys. Last couple of things I wanted to hit you with. I mean, you guys have been touring and at it for a while, like 15 years as a band plus. The thing I was tripping out on the other day, you guys toured a few years back with Dragonforce back in 2023.
Yeah, that was
And it,
fun.
and it blows my mind that Through the Fire and Flames is now 20 years old. But I was kind of curious from doing that tour with the guys, are they as much fun off stage as they are on stage?
Oh yeah, yeah. Way
Well, I
too much
mean,
fun
define
actually.
fun. I think, well, these days touring is so hard. I don't think, I mean, nobody really goes out and parties or anything like that. But I mean, what I can say is Herman, he is so on the ball. Like, they have a big production. It's just, so much goes into building a show and, executing a show every night and just keeping track of everything. And so it's definitely, they're definitely fun. They're all great people, great guys. But yeah, I mean, lots of respect to them.
Yeah, no, the
Everything
entire
they're doing,
tour,
and yeah.
they were exceptional with us.
Mhm.
I never felt that ego difference between like the headliner and the opener. They
Mhm.
were always super welcoming to us.
Yeah.
What do you need? Let us know if you need anything.
Mhm.
Share a beer with all of them. Yeah, it was super fun. It was a really
Yeah.
fun tour. Yeah.
They seem like they'd just be cracking jokes. I mean, not
Oh
necessarily
yeah,
party inside, but just cracking jokes and keeping it loose backstage.
Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Especially Sam, right?
Sam is another level of fun.
He's a
I love that guy.
character.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Sam and Herman go at each other pretty a couple times, which is always pretty fun. The way they, brag on each other and have some fun. And yeah, dude,
Yeah.
crazy that through the fire and flames, which was my introduction to the band. Like now that's 20 years old. Like it's funny how fast time flies.
Time flies, and yeah, they all look really young. I mean, I don't know. You look at Herman, he looks like he's in his early 30s.
He doesn't age. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, he looks like he did in the Through the Fire and Flames video 20
Mhm.
years ago.
I remember seeing that video for the first time and just seeing Herman when I was little too. I was like, "Holy shit, this is amazing!" And the hair was just like flipping. I never in my life imagined I'll be opening for Dragonforce when I was looking at them when I was little. And
Yeah.
even like the bands that we tour now, I'm like, wow, like I got to play with those guys that I looked after when I was, younger, and they teach me so much. So yeah, I'm really grateful for all the bands that little let us through with them.
Got one other band to bring up to you guys because we're an old school radio station. We do a feature called Mandatory Metallic every night at 10 p.m.
Oh,
And, speaking of age and time, it's amazing that this year is now the 35th anniversary of Metallica's self titled quote unquote Black album,
oh
which
shit.
sold 30 million records.
Oh wow. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. One of my
I,
favorite bands
yeah,
too.
they are still the biggest metal band, technically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're playing the last tour that they did. Technically, they're still on it. 2 nights in every town and a different set list every night. No repeat.
Wow, that's cool.
But in
Yeah.
large part to that album, the Black Album with all, Enter Sandman and Nothing Else Matters and The Unforgiven and Sad But True and just so many songs on that album. I mean, that's why they sold
Mhm.
30 million records.
The
Yeah.
songs just kind of became part of, especially now, like a lot of young musicians, they just grow up listening to that. And if you recognize the Black Album, you grow up to be an amazing musician too. Like I remember listening to the song. I play on a Metallica tribute before, and it just blows my mind. Like right now, people still love it, and they're filling no stadiums now. It's just crazy. They're bigger than they could ever been. They just like don't get old. Like musically, it's just crazy. Yeah,
What song did you cover from them?
I wasn't a tribute. Probably a lot of them.
Oh,
Yeah,
a tribute band. I thought you were saying
yeah,
like a
yeah.
specific tribute album for
No,
Metallica.
I was in a tribute band. I'm from Colombia, so back then I was like in the official tribute of Metallica. So we got to do a lot of gigs, and yeah, I. If you ask me right now, I can't even remember the set list, but it was a lot of songs. It was like 20 songs or something. We have a full 2 hour tribute. Yeah.
How about for you, Margarita? Do you remember hearing Metallica for the first time? What comes to mind when you think Metallica?
So, okay, don't judge me for this, but I don't really come from a metal background, so I knew of Metallica, but I never really listened to them much. The first metal band I listened to was Symphony X, and we got to
Ah,
tour with them, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But my real first introduction was when I met Dave, and he he was doing like guitar clinic, and I started helping him do these workshops, and we were doing some songs with the kids, and we were doing Enter Sandman, of course.
of
So
course.
I had to learn Enter Sandman. But then, yeah, I started listening to a lot more of Metallica, and I mean, I love a lot of The Unforgiven. One of my favorite songs by them is actually Of Wolf and Man.
Oh yeah.
I love that song.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
so yeah,
And off the Black Album too. We'll rock that one for you.
yeah,
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you guys so much for the time. Can't wait to say hi in person out at Garden Amp on February 7th and see the set and
yes.
everything.
Yeah. We're
Can't
so
wait.
excited.
Yeah, can't wait to say hello.
Yeah.
Beautiful guys. Thank you
Excited.
so much for the time. Have a great weekend. I'll see you in a couple weweeks.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Mike.
See you
Appreciate the
soon.
time.
Bye
Yeah,
bye.
thank you, Mike.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.